Hello there. Today we're going to be talking about the Joker in an Auram's forum. Wild! Anyway, I had this idea the other day when I was editing a video for work with the Legion of Doom in it, and the Joker is usually a part of the Legion of Doom. And I think that's a mistake. Not because the Joker gets worse when he's part of a team or part of a villainous group or part of the Legion of Doom or something like that, but more because, and this is a little selfish, but I just personally prefer the Joker when he works alone. And because your opinion is the only right opinion and everyone else who disagrees with you is wrong, the Joker is clearly worse when he's on a team. So yeah, basically, I don't like the Joker when he works in any kind of team, Legion of Doom or not, just anything. If he pals around with, I don't know, just Lex Luthor, is that a Legion of Doom? Probably not. It's just sort of two bros chilling out, trying to kill two other bros. So the first reason why I don't like Joker's dynamic in a team setting is because I think he's just scarier as, you know, a solo act. It seems like anytime he goes onto a team, it just sort of takes the mystery away from him, because team villain groups are almost never portrayed in a light of, like, you know, they're super scary and they're gonna get after you. The only one I can think of that is like, there's a specific story that's coming to mind of a villainous group, the Sinister Six, that is portrayed in like a super dark, like, oh fuck kind of way, and that is in Ultimate Spider-Man when Gabi comes back and there's all that stuff with Harry, and it's a whole complicated thing, but it was the Sinister Six miniseries, I believe, kind of made me feel like, oh damn, these guys are a threat, and they were a little scary. And Green Goblin is sort of similar to Joker, so you could say that, I mean, there is room for that to work, but another reason why usually when he's in a team, it takes that mystery away and that, like, that bite that the Joker usually has when he's alone is because he's almost never running the show. Joker always has underlings. He almost always has, like, you know, the Joker gang and people who are doing his bidding for them, usually just because they are terrified that they're going to die. But whenever he's on the Legion of Doom or something, you've got like a baby bald boy running the show, and he's just not as scary because, you know, Lex Luthor is not keen to the methods that the Joker does. It's just different. So you get a different kind, like a caged beast almost, which personally, not the kind of Joker I like. There's something else to be said about that mystery, that mystique that the Joker always has when he's alone, is he's scary because he never has a plan. He seemingly is always just going with Captain Cold's step of throw away the plan. He never even had a plan. He's throwing away a plan he never had. He's 10 steps ahead of you. But then you go over to a team setting, and usually there is a guy running the show who has a plan. He just did, like Lex Luthor, if we're going to continue to use the Legion of Doom example, Lex Luthor is a very calculated individual. He's gonna have a plan, and he's gonna give Joker a part to play in that. Whether or not Joker follows that is up in the air, but usually he'll turn into a different kind of Joker if he's not following that, which I'll get to in a second. But Joker, to me, a lot of the reason why I like Joker is because he just does shit. You don't know why. He doesn't really have a motive. He doesn't really have a backstory. He's just doing. Because he's Joker and he wants to. And when you put him on a team, he's got more of a motive. And I don't like that personally. And the reason I'm disclaiming that this is all like personal stuff and very subjective is because I don't want you to think that if you really enjoy Joker on a team, or you really enjoy the clown Joker, which I'm going to talk about in a bit, I'm not bashing that. I just think that's not my personal favorite kind of Joker. Whenever comic books are interesting because any writer can pick up a character and write them differently. Either it might be a small difference or a huge difference, and certain people are going to like that portrayal of the character better than previous portrayals. An interesting one is Scott Snyder's Batman. I love his original New 52 Batman run, but I didn't like All-Star Batman, which was still Scott Snyder writing Batman, but the portrayal just felt different. It was weird, and I didn't like it. So that's just testament to a character's portrayal being different, even if it's the same writer, but of course if it's a different writer. And most of the time, Legion of Doom is not going to be penned by the same guy who's writing Batman, which interestingly, the Legion of Doom is being written by Scott Snyder right now, but anyway, I feel like we're losing the point. Let's talk a little bit about the Clown Joker that I foreshadowed earlier. Clown Joker is, I guess you could say he's one of the 3 Jokers, but let's, like, for the sake of this video, let's put the concept of the 3 Jokers on a shelf, maybe that shelf, and just say, hey, not relevant. Because most of the things I'm talking about, A, 3 Jokers isn't out yet, so we don't even know, like, what the big deal is with that yet, and B, it muddies the argument. Let's just consider Joker as Joker, like the concept of Joker, okay? Moving forward. So Clown Joker is the Joker that you see in stuff like the animated series, or maybe some of the older, goofy Silver Age portrayals. He's a sillier Joker. He's a prankster. He's like if a YouTube prankster fell off his rocker and made some face scars. It's a YouTube prankster becomes Scarface. This Joker is more of a nuisance than like an actual threat. He might still kill people, but most of the time his prerogative is just, I'm gonna fuck with Batman. I'm not actually gonna kill anyone, or cripple anyone, or do anything too harsh. I just wanna fuck with Batman because it's funny. And that Joker's fine. That Joker works when it works, but again, not my Joker. Hashtag, not my Joker. And the reason I bring this up is because I feel like whenever Joker is on a team, whenever Joker is being treated as a pawn, he leans into his clown persona. Because, you know, I guess he doesn't need to front that he's a super scary dude because he's with a group of other super scary dudes. So he's just like, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna spray Batman in the face with a fake flower that shoots water. He's gonna be a YouTube prankster. And that's what he wants to do. And that's fine. I just don't like that. I'm more of a fan of the more gritty, sort of scary Joker that still tells jokes. Like, I want Joker to tell jokes. He's called the Joker. But, you know, more of like the dead baby jokes as opposed to dad jokes, I guess. So my third point here is pretty specifically about the Legion of Doom, or just a group of villains that weren't designed to be in a group, because Joker is one of those. Joker was not designed to be a part of a group of villains, like, I don't know, the Nuclear Family, or the Sinister Six to an extent, but not really. I feel like they've just been a team for so long that they do kind of work in a team. But honestly, they don't. They sort of have this, I don't have a word for it, but like the dumbing down team effect syndrome thing. I'm sure there's a catchier name for it that somebody knows. Essentially, it's when a very fleshed out villain, a very fleshed out character or villain is put on a team, they are no longer given the room they need to shine. And that's sort of, it's like they're putting a bottleneck on this character, whoever it may be, Joker specifically here. But like, you take the Joker, for example, who is crazy, off the wall, does all this shit, and you put him on a team where everyone has to be doing crazy shit, and they all have to be doing crazy shit together. So where Joker may have cut his face off and fake killed the entire Bat family by himself, but if he's in a team setting, they all have to cut their faces off, and they all have to kill their entire rogues gallery, and at that point it's like, that's too much, so Joker doesn't even get to do that. That's a very abstract example, but you see my point of just, I feel like any character is dumbed down. This is more of a problem of a villain that is designed to be an antagonist or a rival to a solo character is now being shoehorned into a team dynamic, and it I feel like more often than not doesn't work. For me. I feel like this is a solid objective point of just, you know, because you're this square peg round hole thing. You've designed a character that is supposed to fuck with one character or maybe a group of characters, but they work alone and they're sort of designed to be like that. And then you throw them in a group setting where they all have to learn to work together and be evil together. And that's a trope that they play with, you know, villains not being able to work together too much because they're villains. They're always looking to stab each other in the back first chance they get, which is fine, but like, Joker never does that. Because why would he? He's just like, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't, I feel like I'm sure he has before in some random comic, but like, to me, why would the Joker stab one of his other villains in the back, or literally anyone? Because he doesn't fucking care. Why would he fuck with these villains if his main prerogative is to fuck with the heroes, you know? Specifically Batman. I guess you could argue if it's getting him closer to fucking with Batman, he will fuck with his fellow villains, but Again, muddying the point. The point being that there is a dumbing down to an extent of the character when thrown into a group setting, because now they have to work as a team instead of just as individual agents who have a specific agenda, even if Joker's agenda is no agenda. Those are my points for why I don't like Joker in a group setting. I'm going to try to be smart about this and see it from the other side, people who might really enjoy Joker in a group setting, and I have a couple. I've thought of a couple, trying to step into another person's shoes. The biggest reason I could think of for why people would want to see Joker in a group setting is the dynamic, the interactions between him and the other villains. That's not something you see in a Batman comic because he is the villain. You might see him interact with Harley Quinn or, you know, his underlings or occasionally another Batman villain, but it's only when he's placed on a team like the Legion of Doom or some other team where he gets to interact with, he gets to cross over, which is something comic book fans love so much, with other people's rogues galleries. So you get to see the Joker interact with Black Manta, and I don't know why Black Manta was the first one that came to mind, but sure, Black Manta, Lex Luthor, you know, I don't know, Cheetah, maybe? Has that happened? Rorschach? We saw that recently, it was pretty cool. I will admit that those interactions are cool. I don't think they're worth the change in character that usually the change in character and motivation and everything that comes along with Joker being on a team, but they are cool. I won't deny that. And of course, the other reason I can see for liking Joker in a team setting is if you actually really enjoy Clown Joker. If Clown Joker is your Joker, then yeah, you're gonna like him in a team setting because that's who he is on a team. He's Clown Joker. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my Joker. I want to end this by talking about something that's semi-related, but like, I wouldn't be able to make a whole video about it, so I'm just gonna talk about it here. Basically, I don't like Joker in a team setting himself, but Joker by himself, or really any other villain who is known for, you know, fighting one dude, but can so clearly punch above their weight class, whenever someone like that fights against a team like the Justice League or something, the Avengers, whatever, that is super cool to me. I really like that idea, just because, you know, it's cool to see, like, these villains unleash their full potential. I think we've seen Reverse Flash do it, Joker do it. I'm sure plenty of characters have done it in the history of comics, but it's just neat to me. I like to see that. It's similar to whenever specifically like Batman goes up against the Justice League, and you see all of this planning that he's done to enact the destruction of his friends. That's just a cool idea. I just enjoy that. Do that more. I mean, don't do it every day, because then when you pull Joker back and you're like, well, now he's just gonna fight Batman, you'll be like, what the fuck? I mean, it kind of works with the Joker because he's just crazy enough to be like, yeah, I'll handicap myself. I could kill the entire Justice League, but I'm just gonna fuck with Batman for a bit. So that kind of works. But Reverse Flash, he's not that crazy to dumb himself down. He'll just fucking murder everyone. What if Eobard Thawne from the future went to like a Justice League museum instead and got obsessed with the Justice League, and then the Justice League went to the future to see Eobard and like pissed him off, and then he became the Reverse League? Please do not do that. All right, that's it. I talked about the Joker. Did you like it? If so, you know what to do. If you don't, then don't do anything. You can just leave now. Here's a video over my very good drawing of the Joker. Click that! You want it! It's more! YouTube knows you want it. So click it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.